Chris Jones, and my company name is John Moore Window Cleaning. We provide professional window cleaning and pressure washing services for up to 3 stories for our commercial clients, and we also service residential clients as well. Since I joined Thrivetime, the Thrivetime team, it's been phenomenal. Yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing before I got plugged in, and it's been an awesome journey. It's been life changing, but no, my leads have increased dramatically. There's no way I would never go anywhere else, because after I'm not the youngest business guy. I'm getting on the older side now, and after doing it and going it alone and having all those question marks and going through all those learning curves over all these years, you know, and then finally through honestly prayer, you actually were recommended to me by my dad, and very, very important day for me. and I hadn't even heard of you, honestly. But Mike, he's a kingdom guy. He follows a lot of the grassroots people that are helping to make America great again, just like you are, Clay. And he's like, I know this guy. I think you need to reach out to Clay. And that was one of the best days of my life, to be honest with you. It's helped me tremendously. I've realized, in just having a business coach that, has, and like the team that you've set up, the system that you guys have set up, having particularly Thrivetime to step in and help me, and I'll be honest, one of the biggest things for me is accountability. And I've wanted to quit honestly a few times just because of some personal things that I've been going through. But I had to realize that if I did that without having the accountability and a business coach to kick my rear end when I need it, to keep me on track, I would probably fall back into the same pattern. And I know there's a lot of people out there like myself that could benefit in a huge way. That has been, and I actually had a really bad experience with many years ago. That's why I was hesitant in reaching out to a business coach or business coaching platform again, because I don't even think I ever told you that in the initial intake. I did have this person was charging me by the minute.
All right, folks, on today's show, we're interviewing a real client, a real person out there just like you, growing a real company called JohnMooreWindowCleaning.com. And Chris, just to prove that you are not a hologram, could you share with us your first and last name and the name of your company?
Chris Jones, and my company name is John Moore Window Cleaning.
So what services do you provide at John Moore Window Cleaning?
We provide professional window cleaning and pressure washing services for up to 3 stories for our commercial clients, and we also service residential clients as well.
And we've had the opportunity over the years to work with a lot or many window cleaners all across this great nation, window cleaning services. And I wanted to see if you could share one of the things people come to us all the time. They say, hey, I'm a window cleaner. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm a automotive repair business, and I need help generating leads. People come to us from all different industries, and they say, hey, I need to generate more leads. Could you speak to what sort of increase you've been able to see in your search engine results and or maybe your online lead generation?
Since I joined Thrivetime, the Thrivetime team, it's been phenomenal. Yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing before I got plugged in, and it's been an awesome journey. It's been life changing, but no, my leads have increased dramatically.
Now, we have a scholarship program that we do from time to time where we'll help a couple clients a month that are in a tight spot. And I find that a lot of people come to us looking for a breakthrough, typically right as they're going through a breakdown or some challenging time. And without getting into the details of your specific reason or anybody else's specific reasons, could you talk about the impact it's made on your life having a team that you can work with, so you don't feel like you're out there all alone running your company?
It's helped me tremendously. I've realized, in just having a business coach that, has, and like the team that you've set up, the system that you guys have set up, having particularly Thrivetime to step in and help me. And I'll be honest, one of the biggest things for me is accountability. And I've wanted to quit honestly a few times just because of some personal things that I've been going through. But I had to realize that if I did that without having the accountability and a business coach to kick my rear end when I need it, to keep me on track, I would probably fall back into the same pattern because yeah.
One thing I have found is, I have an accountant that I've used for over 10 years, a company called CCK. And I know that when we have our monthly meeting, I'm expected to come to the meeting with certain numbers and they're expected to come with certain deliverables, and nobody's perfect. But that idea of that weekly meeting or that monthly meeting or that accountability with our coaching service, it is weekly. Could you talk about the impact that's made on you having that weekly consistent time where somebody's going to have homework that you need to do and we have homework that they need to do, and there's sort of an accountability, but you're also following a proven plan. Could you talk about that weekly meeting and the mindset of following a proven plan?
Again, it's where I have had lack by having that accountability, knowing that I have to show up, that I have to be there at that meeting at a certain time on a certain day. It was totally foreign to me in the beginning because I'm not used to that kind of, just not used to that. But I know even halfway into it, it's like just something about having that accountability, knowing that I have a person that cares, that's going to invest their time into me, that's going to be there. It does something on the inside of a person, knowing that they have to pony up, so to speak, and be there, have my numbers ready on my tracking sheet. The tracking sheet has been amazing to help reflect exactly where I am and, on the timeline, basically with my business, help me to track the leads, help me to track income, expenses. All the above.
Now, one of the things I find as a business owner, I've been self-employed largely since I was 15 years old. I did work at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV to fund the building of DJConnection.com. But I know that running a business can be isolating. It can make you feel alone. And also, a lot of these advisors or consultants that exist in the business world, they always charge extra fees. There's always an extra fee for the call or the email, or there's always an extra. So you're hesitant. Then you become hesitant as an entrepreneur to ever talk to your lawyer or to your consultant. Could you talk about the peace of mind that it's provided for you, or maybe it hasn't provided for you, but knowing that it's a flat monthly fee and that we even have scholarships to help out certain business owners?
It's been amazing, Clay, and I know there's a lot of people out there like myself that could benefit in a huge way. That has been, and I actually had a really bad experience with many years ago. That's why I was hesitant in reaching out to a business coach or business coaching platform again, because I myself, I don't even think I ever told you that in the initial intake. I did have this person was charging me by the minute.
Now, with our service, how I built my coaching company, I'm oversimplifying the story, but basically I built DJConnection.com, and I'll pull it up so people know it's a real company. And it was a massive company, and it was one of the largest entertainment companies in America for wedding entertainment. And so people would, come to me and they would say, man, you're 20-something years old. You've got this huge company. Can you help me? And I thought, no. And then somebody came to me and they said, don't you own a photography company too called epicphotos.com? And I said, yes. And they said, could you help me? And I said, no. And they said, hey, you have the Tulsa wedding show that you run, the big bridal expo. Can you help me? I said, no. They said, you got a haircut chain. Could you help me grow? People would come to me because they would hear about my haircut chain or my dog training business or my different companies. And what would happen is I found myself saying, I don't want to help other entrepreneurs because I know even if I tell them what to do, if they don't have a photographer, a videographer, a web developer, an online ad mapper, a tracking team, some sort of a help with the bookkeeping, some sort of tracking, some sort of accountability, it's not the gaining of the knowledge that matters, it's the execution. Knowledge without application is meaningless. And so I said yes to one lady. She had a bridal store. They sold bridal gowns. And I said yes to a dentist. He was a cosmetic dentist, and I said yes to an insurance company. And like I thought, they said, could I use your photographer? Could I use your web guy? Could I use your ad guy? And so what I have found is that okay, I told my wife, I said, if we're going to grow this thing, I'm going to do this. I'm going to charge the entrepreneur a flat rate, but we've got to include everything: photography, video, web, search engine, all those things. And so when people go to thrivetimeshow.com, they're often shocked to find out when they watch the thousands of testimonials that we include the photography, the videography, the web, the search engine optimization, the online ads. All of that's included. Could you talk about what that's meant to your business, having an entire team of people helping you in addition to having that weekly coaching?
Absolutely. The finished product. So something that, as you were just disclosing all of that information, something that came to me that Carter has spoken to me, I believe Jordan too, is like the website, which is comprised of all of what, I mean, most of what you just talked about is all these little teams in the website that you guys have built for me. The how to rank in Google at the top. Um, Man, here's what's happened is when I go, because every single prospect that calls in, I ask them, hey, how did you hear about us? And sometimes I will go ahead and elaborate. And well, what made you choose us? Well, you're at the top. you know and so my thing is price wise, a lot of people will choose a company price only. I've never believed in that at all. And something that Jordan and Carter both said is, when you're ranking at the top, they're not even going to care about that. And I will tell you how many I would say at least 60 to 70% of the new prospects that call in to acquire our services, it's already almost sold when they even dial the phone. I mean, just because of the fact, I think the quality of my website, the reviews, the video reviews, the text reviews, the information, the professionalism of how the graphics that's been put together on my website, it all matters. And so it just speaks quality, and people
Now,
buy quality.
Now, windowninjas.com is a brand that we've helped to grow now into 12 locations. There are 12 locations all over the country. OxyFresh is not a window cleaning company. We've helped them grow up to 500 plus locations. Think about that, folks. We've helped Window Ninjas grow to 12 locations. And so when we're guiding you down a proven path at johnmoorewindows.com, one of the things a lot of entrepreneurs tell me is they say, well, Clay, I'm not based in Titusville, Florida. Can you help me? Hey, I'm not based in on the East Coast like Window Ninjas is. Can you help me? Hey, I'm not based in Colorado like OxyFresh is. Can you help me? What's it like working with somebody that's not in your town? Because 95% of our clients are not in Oklahoma. They're not near us. Most of everything we do is over the phone or via Zoom. Or can you talk about that? Because I think a lot of consulting companies, what they do is they schedule you for a monthly meeting or a bi-monthly meeting. And then you have to email in your questions, and they charge you per response. Could you talk about what it's like to have a weekly meeting where you can actually reach your coach during the week, but you're still maybe operating remotely?
It's a huge peace of mind. Um, I mean, I feel like I can be a part of Thrive Time for quite a long time because, and I even have my dad ask me, well, isn't there a kind of a time where you have a coach for a while and then you have kind of a graduation time? And I'm like, maybe when I have, 5 stores, 10, 10 locations, whatever. I don't, my answer to my dad was, I'm like, Dad, with sports teams, and there's the best of the best of the best, I don't think they can ever get rid of their coach, because there's something about having someone that is trained, that is a professional, that cares, that gives a darn, that is there for you. And they have a system that's proven, and they can see because we all have blind spots, even you, Clay, I'm sure you have people that speak into your life and coach you to a certain degree too. So I'm very thankful. And the fact that you're, like you said, Carter's there if I need him. I mean, I know he's super busy. You've got him super jam packed with stuff, but he does. If I send him a text, he will respond. within a few hours during the day if I really need something. Recently, I had an issue with Google. There was something about my phone system or something, and he went ahead and carved out a few minutes of his time. And I know he's completely slammed, so I was really thankful for that, and didn't charge me to do that too, like a lot of other companies would do that. Um, and one day it was resolved. It just happened yesterday, day before yesterday, Thursday.
Now, back to this idea of mentorship and coaching, just to be super clear on this. Michael Jordan, legendary basketball player. A lot of people don't know this, but his trainer was Tim Grover. Huh? Yeah, Michael Jordan had a personal trainer over the years, Tim Grover. And people don't know this, but he was also Kobe Bryant's trainer. Huh? Yeah, so Tim Grover worked with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Are you kidding me? No, the same guy worked with the same people. Another example, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, they both were arguably the best players of their generation, but they both had Phil Jackson. I don't know if people know this, but during Michael Jordan's historic career and Kobe Bryant's historic career, neither one of them won a single NBA championship without Phil Jackson. I don't know if people know that. Michael Jordan won 6 championships and Kobe won 5, and neither one of them won a single. Their careers were long careers, and neither one of them won a single championship during the years they were not coached by Phil Jackson. And so if you have a garden, you got to pull the weeds. And I'll tell you out there, folks, I have a wonderful legal company. I'll share my super secret, but I use a company called wintersking.com. And this just in. I've used them for over a decade. Why? Why would I pay an average of $3,000 a month every month for advice? Because I want to know what's going on. I want to stay in the flow. You say, you spend several $1,000s a month every month for legal coaching? Yes, I do. Really? Every month? Yeah. Folks, every time in my life that I've gotten very focused on fitness, what do? What's move number one? I hire a trainer. I want people to know this. This is a true story. I pretty much outlast my trainers. I'll sign up for a trainer, and then my trainer will usually switch to a new job and move on before I do. And that's usually when I lose my trainer. I want to get your thoughts on this, Chris. What's it like knowing that you've got a whole team that's been doing this for 20 years? I mean, this is my 20th year doing this. What's it like in your mind knowing that, if you hop on the call, and by the way, folks, if you want to follow along, you can go to thrivetimeshow.com, thrivetimeshow.com/free-resources. You can download any of my 30-plus books for free. There's a book called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich, A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich at thrivetimeshow.com/free-resources. You can download any of my 30-plus books. What's it like knowing that, again, we're on page 5, folks, if you want to follow along. What's it like knowing that if you ask your coach a question about marketing or branding or accounting or sales or management, that you've got one resource you can go to for all of those questions, as opposed to a coach that would say, well, we don't handle that. We only focus on marketing?
I would never go anywhere else. I can tell you that right now. There's no way I would never go anywhere else, because after I'm not the youngest business guy. I'm getting on the older side now. And after doing it and going it alone and having all those question marks and going through all those learning curves over all these years, and then finally through honestly prayer, you actually were recommended to me by my dad, and very, very important day for me. and I hadn't even heard of you, honestly. But Mike, he's a kingdom guy. He follows a lot of the grassroots people that are helping to make America great again, just like you are, Clay. And he's like, I know this guy. I think you need to reach out to Clay. And that was one of the best days of my life, to be honest with you.
Well, we love helping you because, you're a real guy. You really do love God. You want to make the biggest impact you can make with your real company. You're not a scammer. You're a great guy. And one of the ways I try to encourage everybody, I try to encourage you and everybody out there, is we do business conferences every 2 months. And at those conferences, we bring in people like Eric Trump, people like Robert Kiyosaki, people like the best-selling author of The Carnivore Diet, people like Tim Tebow. We try to bring in people that, they're not perfect, but they know their thing. And then we have a 2-day workshop that goes from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days. So 2 days of just interactive coaching and training. Have you been to one of the business workshops? And if you have been to it, how would you describe that? And if you haven't, I get it. But have you been to one of the workshops?
I have not been able to attend yet, but it is I'm hoping in March I can come to your next one where Robert Kiyosaki is going to be there.
The reason why I ask you that is because some people, they go, oh, it's the conferences that did it for me. Some people say, no, it's the one-on-one coaching. Some people say it's all of it. And I would argue that we got to implement all of this. So let's switch gears for a second and get into the tactical. Now that we've helped you with your marketing, we also had to help you with hiring people and implementing merit-based pay. So I have a haircut chain I'm heavily involved in. I own the company called Elephant in the Room. I have a dog training business I'm heavily involved in. I'm an owner of the dog training company. I'm involved in a home remodeling company. I can go on listing off companies I'm involved in. But the point is, we have to implement merit-based pay in every business that we have, and we have to manage high-quality people. So we have to hire, inspire, train, and retain great people. Could you talk for a second about the kind of mentorship or coaching you've received as it relates to hiring, inspiring, training, and retaining high-quality people?
It was such an eye-opener, revelation, game changer, you name it, for me. In having a business, because it's one of the biggest negatives that you hear in the small business community is you just can't find good help, especially in the culture that we're in nowadays. And Clay, honestly, I have talked to numerous, general managers that are clients of mine, and because it just happens, right? Because I'm still out there. I'm still a face to my business. I don't just let my guys go out and do all the work. And they do most of it, but I still stay involved, and I believe in leadership, servant leadership. And so I still do some work. I still go out, and that's one of the topics that comes up. And I've asked them if they've ever heard about group interviewing. I know there are corporations and some companies out there doing it, but there's still a whole bunch that don't have a clue. And when I've explained the process that I've learned through the group interview that you teach and train through your coaches, your clients, it is absolutely, and I can use that, for anything in my life. For example, I'm considering and praying about getting a nanny because I'm a full-time father. I thought, I could use that same process to find a nanny. How about that one? Same thing. It's the same, right?
It's the same thing. I have rental properties. You can do the same thing when you're looking at renters. It's a process. And again, if we look at the system, and I want to ask you two final questions here. We look at the system. If you go to thrivetimeshow.com, people always say, well, Clay, are you a marketing company? Yes. Are you a branding company? Yes. Do you help me discover my unique value proposition? Yes. Can you help me get organized? Yes. Do you help me build systems? Yes. Do you help me build sales processes? Yes. Can you create a system for me to manage people? Yes. Can you help me optimize my schedule? Yes. Can you help me increase what I'm earning? Yes. Do you have a scholarship to help me? I'm in a tight financial spot. Yes. Do you have a what? Yeah. So we have scholarships to help people in need. We really do roll out everything that we believe an entrepreneur needs to succeed. If you could share in the final 60 seconds here, what kind of impact overall the business coaching has had on your life, and maybe what you would say to anybody out there who's kind of on the fence about scheduling a free 13-point assessment.
Do it. I would say don't hesitate. If you and of course I know every one of us, every person, every small business person has the end of their selves moment. I definitely had the end of myself moment when I heard about you, and when I reached out and I learned about the 13-point interview and the goals and all that kind of stuff. The fact that you won't waste your time to people who won't listen and follow your direction and all meant to me that you're a real kind of guy. You're not just out there. That one coach that I had, he just wanted to take my money. He really didn't give a damn, to be honest. Pardon my French, but he didn't. He was just nickel and dime this, nickel and dime that. He didn't care about me at all. And that was just what it was, And so, no, I would tell anybody and everybody out there, don't hesitate. Go to the interview. Don't just don't hesitate. Yeah.
And again, folks, that website you can go to is thrivetimeshow.com if you want to schedule a free consultation. Thrivetimeshow.com if you want to schedule a consultation. The reason why we only take on 160 clients is I really want to get to know you. I want to make sure that we have a relationship with you, that we can help you grow that company. If you are looking for a window cleaning service, that's johnmoorewindowcleaning.com, johnmoorewindowcleaning.com. Where are you guys? Tell us about the air market that you service. I know you're in Melbourne, Florida, but tell us about the region that you service and the services that you provide there at johnmoorewindowcleaning.com.
We provide services, like I said, to professional window cleaning and pressure washing services to residential and commercial up to 3 stories in the Titusville, the Melbourne area, pretty much almost all of Brevard County. And we also service Orlando, which is Orange County, Seminole County, parts of Osceola County as well. We respond fast. We don't hesitate to come out. We have a 48-hour policy to provide you with a proposal from the time you call in via email. And we have a pretty amazing and professional platform on how that's all presented with, we have 8 tabs, each tab representing a different category, one of them being our proposal, before and after photos, our insurance, all that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Again, I really do appreciate you carving out time to be on today's show, and I encourage everyone to check out that website. It's johnmoorewindowcleaning.com. On part 2 of today's show, we are going to interview the founder of WindowNinjas.com, who's in the same industry as you, and we've worked with him for, I think, almost 6 years now. And so, our average client is with us, and usually until they sell the company. So that's very normal for us to work with somebody from 1 location to 12 locations and see that. And it's exciting to see you getting that traction, having that success. And again, thank you so much for carving out your valuable time to join us today on today's show.
Thank you, Clay, so much. I appreciate you and all you're doing for us.
We will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
If Mike's sitting right here and we ask Kobe, what's the definition of success? What would you say their answers would be?
Kobe said, winning is everything. Talk to Mike. Whatever Kobe would say, Mike would have to one-up him.
Why don't most people subscribe to wanting to find out what their capacity looks like and go at the highest level?
Because it's just too hard. If it was that easy, everybody'd be doing it.
You've trained the best of the best in the game of basketball.
I gave him something that nobody else was willing to present. Say, hey, these are the areas that you need to improve in order to be able to do those things. You have individuals who are superstars, great. Everybody wants to become yes men. Everybody wants to agree with everything they say. And I knew if he is smart enough to know there's 15 guys on a basketball team, why am I doing the exact same workout that everybody else is doing? When I play, I'm averaging close to 35 minutes a game. Why am I doing the same workout that somebody who's not even playing doing? Why am I doing this when I take this many steps in the game? Why is somebody, he goes, this doesn't make any sense. So he wanted somebody just for him. Say, I want you to focus in on me. Back then, unless you were a boxer or Olympic athlete, no one had a outside trainer in a sport of basketball, baseball, or anything like that. So, it was another groundbreaking move that he did and saw before everybody else saw it.
Gosh, man, time flies. I'd say right around 4 or 5 years ago, I just kind of felt like we were stuck and my wheels weren't moving, and I had this goal and I just didn't really know how to get there. So you guys actually helped me with that. And, I reached out to you guys. We started our relationship. We started our coaching sessions, and you guys helped me build a lot of the systems that we have now. But, Clay, had I not actually sat down and took the time and the energy to reach out to you and then set aside time every single week to actually work on the specific goal of scaling Window Ninjas, then it would have never happened, and we wouldn't have it wouldn't have come to fruition like it is today.
Gabe Salinas, welcome on to the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
I am wonderful, Clay. I'm glad to be here with you today.
And just to give people a little context, how long have we worked with you in your business, sir?
A little over 3 years, Clay. We've been together for a little bit of a journey now.
And I think we picked the best of times and the worst of times to work together. I mean, it's like right at the peak of the geopolitical craziness. That's when we started working with you. But you've continued to grow. What kind of growth have you seen over these past 3 years? Just so the listeners know that you do have, in fact, a business that can navigate through difficult times.
Well, we have over doubled our business here at Window Ninjas since working with you. I actually went back and looked through our numbers, and I looked at some of our goals that we had set in the original conversation that I had with your team. And we have surpassed my original number that I wanted to hit with you guys. And I was quite shocked at how, I won't say easy, but systematic it was for us to be able to get to where we wanted to be.
So information is key. Making sure you're following the process when it comes to marketing accurately and repetitively is something that we do over here. And we have really, really, really scaled it to the next level. And you know what, Clay? You guys are the ones that taught us that in the beginning. And we have followed through with that for over the past, 4 or 5 years now that we've been working together. We have spent the last 7 years scaling this business, and we have these checklists in place with the help from your team, Clay, and it just creates success for all of our customers, all of our franchisees, me here in my corporate office, all of our call center employees, our accounting department, all of our leadership teams. I mean, it really, really, really solves a lot of problems. And so as opposed to trying to reinvent the wheel, man, just grab a checklist that somebody has already taken the time and the energy to develop for you, use it, and then master it, and then reap the benefits with the revenue that you're going to earn from doing those specific things that are on that checklist. It's super powerful, Clay. It's the best thing. I mean, I know that I can come into this office whenever I want, whether if I want to be here at 7 o'clock in the morning or if I don't want to be here at 7 o'clock in the morning. I know that I'm going to have people that are going to be here doing the specific tasks that everybody in this operation needs them to specifically do. Having good key people is important. Are you going to lose some of your key people? Absolutely. But if you are always looking for great individuals, great people, and encourage them to come work for you, and then you teach them the systems, and you teach them what their specific job is, and you let them know how important they are. Clay, well, first of all, thank you for having me again today. We've been doing this for quite a while. I've been working with you for quite a while. Anybody out there that's looking for a coaching system, I would definitely give Clay a call.
You could be anywhere doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I've definitely learned a lot about life design and making sure the business serves you. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side. Play is hilarious. I literally laughed so hard that I started having tears yesterday. And we've been learning a lot, which, you know, we've been sitting here, we've been learning a lot, and so the humor definitely helps. It breaks it up. But the content is awesome, off the charts, and it's very interactive. You can raise your hand. It's not like you're just listening to the professor speak, you know. The wizard teaches, but the wizard interacts and he takes questions, so that's awesome. If you're not attending the conference, you're missing about 3/4 to half of your life. You're definitely, it's probably worth a couple $1,000s. So you're missing the thought process of someone that's already started like 9 profitable businesses. So not only is it a lot of good information, but just getting in the thought process of Clay Clark or Dr. Zellner or any of the other coaches, getting in their thought process of how they're starting all these businesses, to me, just that is priceless. That's money. Well, we're definitely not getting upsold here. My wife and I have attended conferences where where it was great information and then they upsold us like half the conference, and I don't want to like bang my head into a wall, and she's like banging her head into the chair in front of her. Like, it's good information, but we're like, oh my gosh, I want to strangle you. Shut up and go with the presentation that we paid for. And that's not here. There's no upsells or anything, so that's awesome. I hate that. It makes me angry. So glad that's not happening. So the cost of this conference is quite a bit cheaper than business college. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I am not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went, was actually ranked as a very good business school. I would definitely recommend that people would check out the Thrive 15 conference. The information that you're going to get is just very, very beneficial, and the mindset that you're going to get, that you're going to leave with, is just absolutely worth the price of a little bit of money and a few days worth of your time.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
Hello, my name is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months, and you have $350,000 of bills you've got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was, anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Cola with Cola Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Cola. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because The results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love the building relationships. But one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things, the processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
Hi, my name is Tim Johnson. I'm the owner of Tuscaloosa Ophthalmology, as well as Southern Eye Consultants. 2 ophthalmology practices in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I'm a client of Clay Clark. He asked me to answer a couple questions. The first question was, how did I hear about Clay Clark? I am a big fan of business podcasts, and his podcast popped up as a recommended listening, so I started listening to the podcast. I was a little suspicious or skeptical because I thought there was going to be like an upcharge or an upsell. But the idea of the month-to-month canceling really appealed to me. And I kept waiting for the shoe to drop and for the upsell or for the scam to come in, but it never did. It's very legitimate. Since working with Clay, I've gotten a much firmer grasp on how business works. Even in medicine, business is business. I've learned a lot about marketing, especially how Google reviews work and how important that is. And that's very important even in medicine. At least once a week, if not every day, I get a new patient because somebody Googled eye doctor in Tuscaloosa or ophthalmologist in Tuscaloosa. And you'd be amazed how many patients just look for an eye doctor that way. And so he's really changed our business. Our business has grown a lot, maybe 15 to 20% this year. And so we're really grateful for the things he's done for our business. And the last question was, when did I perfect the laugh? I would say that you can never perfect the laugh. You just keep working at it, and just keeps getting better and better each day. But you got to keep working at it.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
Okay, Aaron Antis, March 6th and 7th. March 6th and 7th, guess who's coming to Tulsa, Jerusalem?
Ooh, Santa Claus?
No, that's March. March 6th and 7th, We're going to be joined by Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Probably the best-selling, or one of the best-selling business authors of all time. And he's going to be joined with Eric Trump. He'll be joined by Eric Trump. So we got Eric Trump and Robert Kiyosaki in the same place.
In the same place.
Aaron, why should everybody show up to hear Robert Kiyosaki?
Well, you got billions of dollars of business experience between those two, not to mention many, many, many millions of books have been sold. Many, many millionaires have been made from the books that have been sold by Robert Kiyosaki. I happen to be one of them. I learned from the man. He was the inspiration. That book was the inspiration for me to get the entrepreneurial spirit, as many other people.
Now, since you won't brag on yourself, I will. You've sold billions of dollars of houses, am I correct?
That is true.
And the book that kickstarted it all for you,
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the author, the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, the guy that kickstarted your career.
Yeah.
He's going to be here.
He's going to be here. I'm pumped.
And now Eric Trump, people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. There's not 50 employees. The Trump organization, again, most people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. And while Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of these United States and soon to be the 47th president of these United States, he needed someone to run the companies for him. And so the man that runs the Trump organization for Donald J. Trump, as he was the 45th president of the United States and now the 47th president of the United States, is Eric Trump. And so Eric Trump is here to talk about time management, promoting from within, marketing, branding, quality control, sales systems, workflow design, workflow mapping, how to build. I mean, everything that you see, the Trump hotels, the Trump golf courses, all their products, the man who manages billions of dollars of real estate and thousands of employees is here to teach us how to do it.
You are talking about one of the greatest brands on the planet from a business standpoint. Right. I mean, who else has been able to create a brand like the Trump brand? I mean, look at it. And this is the man behind the business for the last, pretty much since 2015. He's been the man behind it. So you're talking, we're into 9 going into 10 years of him running it, and we get to tap into that knowledge. That's going to be amazing.
Now, think about this for a second. Would you buy a ticket just to see Robert Kiyosaki and Eric Trump? Of course you would.
Of course you would.
But we're also going to be joined by Sean Baker. This is the best-selling author, the guy who invented the carnivore diet.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Sean Baker. He's been on Joe Rogan multiple times. He's going to be joining us. So you've got Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Eric Trump, Sean Baker. The lineup continues to grow, and this is how we do our tickets here at the Thrivetime Show. If you want to get a VIP ticket, you can absolutely do it. It's $500 for a VIP ticket. We've always done it that way. Now, if you want to take a general admission ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And the reason why I do that, and the reason why we do that, is because we want to make our events affordable for everybody. I grew up without money. I totally understand what it's like to be in a tight spot. So if you want to attend, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's how I do it. And it's $500 for a VIP ticket. Now, we only have limited seating here. With the most people we've ever had in this building was for the Jim Brewer presentation. Jim Brewer came here, the legendary comedian Jim Brewer came to Tulsa, and we had 419 people that were here. 419 people.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, there's no more room. I felt kind of bad that a couple people had VIP seats in the men's restroom. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But I thought, you know what, we should probably add on. So we're adding on what we call the upper deck, or the top shelf. So the seats are very close to the presenters, but we're actually building right now. We're adding on to the facility to make room to accommodate about another 30 attendees or more. So again, if you want to get tickets for this event, all you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll go there, you'll request a ticket, boom. Or if you want to text me, if you want a little bit faster service, you say, I want you to call me right now. Just text my number. It's my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number. We'll keep that private between you, me, everybody. We'll keep that private. And anybody, don't share that with anybody except for everybody. That's my private cell phone number. It's 918-851-0102. 918-851-0102. I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people that attend these conferences, and so to be bilingually sensitive, my cell phone number is 918-851-0102.
That is not actually bilingual. That's just saying Juan for a one. It's not the same thing.
I think you're attacking me. Now, let's talk about this. Now, what kind of stuff will you learn at the Thrivetime Show workshop? So, Aaron, you've been to many of these over the past 7-8 years. So let's talk about it. I'll tee up the thing, and then you tell me what you're going to learn here, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You're going to learn marketing and branding. What are we going to learn about marketing and branding?
Oh, yeah. We're going to dive into, so many people say, I got to get my brand known out there, like the Trump brand, right? You want to get that brand out there. It's like, how do I actually make people know what my business is and make it a household name? You're going to learn some intricacies of how you can do that.
You're going to learn sales. So many people struggle to sell something. This just in, your business will go to hell if you can't sell. So we're going to teach you sales. We're going to teach you search engine optimization, how to come up top in the search engine results. We're going to teach you how to manage people. Aaron, you have managed, no exaggeration, hundreds of people throughout your career and thousands of contractors. And most people struggle with managing people. Why does everybody have to learn how to manage people?
Well, because first of all, you either have great people or you have people who suck. And so it can be a challenge. Learning how to work with a large group of people and get everybody pulling in the same direction can be a challenge. But if you have the right systems, you have the right processes, and you're really good at selecting great ones, and we have a process we teach about how to find great people. When you start with the people who have a great attitude, they're teachable, they're driven, all of those things, then, you can get those people all pulling in the same direction.
So we're going to teach you branding, marketing, sales, search engine optimization. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to manage your finance. We're going to teach you time management. How do you manage your time? How do you get more done during a typical day? How do you build an organization if you're not organized? How do you do organization? How do you build an org chart? Everything that you need to know to start and grow a business will be taught during this 2-day interactive business workshop. Now, let me tell you how the format is set up here. And again, folks, this is a 2-day interactive 15. Think about this, folks. It's 2 days. Each day it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. So from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 2 days. It's a 2-day interactive workshop. The way we do it is we do a 30-minute teaching session, and then we break for 15 minutes for a question and answer session. So, Aaron, what kind of great stuff happens during that 15-minute question and answer session after every teaching session?
I actually think it's the best part about the workshops, because here's what happens. I've been to lots of these things over the years. I've paid many thousands of dollars to go to them. And you go in there and they talk in vague generalities, and they're constantly upselling you for something, trying to get you to buy this thing or that thing or this program or this membership. And you leave not getting your very specific questions answered about your business or your employees or what you're doing on your marketing. And what's awesome about this is we literally answer every single question that any person asks, and it's very specific to what your business is.
And what we do is we allow you as the attendee to write your questions on the whiteboard.
Yep.
And then we literally, as you mentioned, we answer every single question on the whiteboard. And then we take a 15-minute break to stretch and to make it entertaining when you're stretching. This is a true story. When you get up and stretch, you'll be greeted by mariachis.
Sure.
There's going to probably be alpaca here, llamas, helicopter rides, a coffee bar, a snow cone. There's just...
You had a crocodile one time. That was pretty interesting.
You know, I should write that down and I can do that.
Sorry for that one guy that we lost.
The crocodile, we duct taped its face so that we duct taped.
No, it was a baby crocodile.
And it was duct tape.
Yeah, duct tape around the mouth so it didn't bite anybody. But it was really cool passing that thing around and
I should do that. We have a small petting zoo that will be assembled. It's going to be great. And then you're in the company of hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's not a lot of people in America today. In fact, there's less than 10 million people today, according to U.S. Debt Clock, that identify as being self-employed. So if you have a country with 350 million people, that means you have less than 3% of our population that's even self-employed. Yeah. So you only have 3 out of every 100 people in America that are self-employed to begin with. And when Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail by default, you have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of succeeding in the game of business.
It's tough.
But yet the average client that you and I work with, we can typically double this. And this is no hyperbole, no exaggeration. And I have thousands of testimonials to back this up. We have thousands of testimonials to back it up. But when you work with a home builder, when I work with a business owner, we can typically double the size of the company within 24 months.
Yeah.
Double. And you say double? Yeah, there's businesses that we have tripled. There's businesses we've grown 8x. There's so many examples you can see at thrivetimeshow.com. But again, this is the most interactive, best business workshop on the planet. This is objectively the highest rated and most reviewed business workshop on the planet. And then you add to that Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You add to that Eric Trump, the man that runs the Trump Organization. You add to that Sean Baker. Now you might say, but Clay, is there more? I need more. Well, okay, Tom Wheelwright is the wealth strategist for Robert Kiyosaki. So people say, Robert Kiyosaki, who's his financial wealth advisor? Who's the guy who manages, who's his wealth strategist? His wealth strategist, Tom Wheelwright, will be here. And you say, Clay, I'm not going to get a ticket unless you give me more. Okay, fine. We're going to serve you the same meal both days. True story. We cater in the food, and because I keep it simple, I literally bring in the same food both days for lunch. It's Ted Escondido's, an incredible Mexican restaurant. That's going to happen. And Jill Donovan, our good friend, who is the founder of Rustic Cuff. She started that company in her home, and now she sells millions of dollars of apparel and products. That's rusticcuff.com. And someone says, I want more. This is not enough.
Give me more.
Okay. I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'm working on it behind the scenes here. But we've got one guy who's given me a verbal to be here. And this is a guy who's one of the wealthiest people in Oklahoma, and nobody really knows who he is because he's built systems that are very utilitarian, that offer a lot of value. He's made a lot of money in it's where you rent. It's short term. It's where you're renting storage spaces. He's a storage space guy. He owns what do you call that? The rental,
storage space.
Storage units. This guy owns storage units. He owns railroad cars. He owns a lot of assets that make money on a daily basis, but they're not like customer facing. Most people don't know who owns the mini storage facility, or most people don't know who owns the warehouse that's passively making money. Most people don't know who owns the railroad cars, but this guy, he's given me a verbal that he will be here, and we just continue to add more and more success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to change your life, you want to give yourself an incredible gift, You want a life-changing experience. You want to learn how to start and grow a company. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go there right now. thrivetimeshow.com. Request a ticket for the 2-day interactive event. Again, the day here is March 6th and 7th. March 6th and 7th, we just got confirmation. Robert Kiyosaki, best-selling author, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he'll be here. Eric Trump, the man who leads the Trump organization. It's going to be a blasty blast. There's no upsells. Aaron, I could not be more excited about this event.
I think it is incredible. And there's somebody out there right now, you're watching and you're like, but I already signed up for this incredible other program called Smoke Your Way to Thin. I think that's going to change your life. I promise you, this will be 10 times better than that.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Don't do the Smoke Your Way to Thin conference. That is, I've tried it. Don't do it.
Yeah, chain smoking is not a viable. I mean, it is life-changing. It is life-changing. If you become a chain smoker, it is life-changing.
Not the best weight loss program, though.
Right. Really. So if you're looking to have life-changing results in a way that won't cause you to have a stoma, get your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's Aaron Antis. I'm Clay Clark, and reminding you and inviting you to come out to the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show workshop right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I promise you, it will be a life-changing experience. We can't wait to see you right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.